that question's got two sides for me. So we do this exactly for the mission that we have in place, to make health and fitness accessible to all, and we do that through our 5 core values. So that's super important. That's what drives this business. And then what drives me really personally is just, I want to get a backyard for my kid.
This is it.
Alright.
So welcome to the What Drives You project. We are here today with Derrick and Vianney of Troy CrossFit. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't be too nervous. Speaking in the mic, Derrick.
Derek's never nervous.
Dude, he is really not.
No.
I was trying to compare you to a character in that anime, and I can't believe you didn't know who Goku was.
I know
What's
who
his name?
Goku is.
See, okay, now you know who Goku is.
Well, now that you sent the picture and described it, 'cause
Yeah.
my little sister was into that, so
Are you calling me a girl?
no.
Or China.
Simply stating the fact that my little sister was
Mhm.
interested in that when she was younger.
That's fair.
And probably still is.
It's like role reversal.
Yeah.
Hurts the heart. But yeah, welcome to the podcast. I'm
Thank you.
here with Courtney and Aaron. These are my nice, lovely co-hosts that you guys have met.
Hi.
But
Good to meet you again.
can you guys tell us, just give us like a little brief history about who you guys are, what y'all do? V.
Me on the spot. Well, Derek and I are the owners of Troy CrossFit. Derek.
We're married.
What? No. You're not single?
No.
Definitely not.
Whatever.
He's not.
I like girls anyway, but you know, 5 is...
And we found CrossFit, 6 years ago. You did. Maybe I was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Did you introduce it to her?
He did.
What did you introduce her
Oh
to?
gosh. Do you really want to know?
I do want to know.
He made me do Fran my first
The
day.
first time?
I don't know if that's...
That is true. We were at UC Davis. You made me do thrusters and pull-ups on one of those machines that, like, it's not a real pull-up bar. It's ones that have like little hooks
Like,
that come
yeah,
out.
yeah, and the thing.
That was brutal.
How, what was
that was
it?
back in the day when I would just find a cool workout and then throw it at people and expect them to do it. And then
Not anymore.
I learned through trial and error that breaking off your friends is not the best way to get them to keep doing it.
friends.
Yeah.
I mean, if you couldn't break off your wife completely,
Yeah.
you know,
Jeez.
She wasn't my wife at the time.
I mean,
So,
you know,
yeah.
neither here nor there. But
Yeah.
that's
She
what
stuck around.
Yeah.
Give you the Fran. Yeah.
I mean, you
Came
guys-
back.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did CrossFit on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and did like traditional lifting workouts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We did that for like 4 months.
Were you guys like the old school bodybuilding, like chest and tris, back and buys?
Absolutely.
Not me. Not me. I was just out of college playing sports, and I just did not want to really do anything.
Yeah.
But I had
What-
to try to impress him, so I had to go to the gym. So I just did whatever he told me to do.
So
Where do you
bad.
guys meet? Where do you guys meet?
It's kind of a funny story.
Tell us.
I worked at UC Davis, and one of the other coaches knew Derrick from poker. Derrick used to play
Ah.
professional poker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Count
It's good
cards.
to know.
yeah, he's good in numbers for sure.
You should be counting them as best you can.
The coach told my friend, his name
He's
is
a golf
Sai.
coach.
He's a golf coach there. He told me that there's somebody he wanted me to meet,
Oh.
and I don't know if he told him the same thing, but he definitely told me for a while. But he was in a relationship, I was in a relationship, so he never really introduced us. And then probably about a year later, I was out of a relationship, and apparently he was too. And so one day he told him, like, text her or something, and I just got a random text message from him.
Oh.
Nice.
That's nice.
Was it
Yeah.
like a classic, like, hey, Derrick text message, or was it
I don't
like a...
quite remember exactly what it was, but I was in Las Vegas at the World Series of Poker.
Dang.
And I just messaged her, and we just spoke on the phone a few times until that was over, and then we met in San Diego after.
Are you
Go
guys
from
both
there to
from
San
San Diego?
Diego.
I am. He's not.
I'm from San Jose.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bay Area kid.
Yep.
Bay Area? What?
I'm not Bay Area though.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
Sacramento.
Excuse
You
me.
can't
Sac.
tell a Bay Area person you're from Bay Area when you're not from Bay Area. They
That's
take
right.
offense to it.
But we met in SD because she was here and I drove here, but at the time she lived in Davis.
Oh,
and
okay.
I lived in Lodi.
Lodi. Mhm.
But
Oh,
I spent
okay.
7
Alright.
years in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lived up there for a
I'm
while.
from Roseville, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not
Chico
Sacramento.
All the time.
but that's not Sacramento.
That's not
You cannot say
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Say
Exactly.
Roseville.
See, but if
Yeah.
you
So
don't
much
know,
better.
if you don't know Roseville, you have
Fair
to
enough.
say Sacramento because
Yeah.
everyone else is like, "What's that?"
Yeah, fair enough.
True
What's
that.
happening? Yeah, that's good. Well, you mentioned sports. What sports were you in?
I was a field hockey player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
How
I
was
coach.
that?
Yeah, it's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
It always looks so intense.
It's fun. I played it just to stay in shape for basketball. Like basketball was like my true love,
Mhm.
but I
It's
wasn't
right
very
next
tall.
to you.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Huh?
Your true love's right here.
Yeah. Well, sports wise.
Your first true
It's
love.
basketball,
Yeah.
then Derrick.
Sometimes.
And I
Every
ended
other
up
day.
falling in love with
Yeah.
it, so I ended up just kept playing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you do, or do you do field hockey? You do, right?
Yeah.
You coach on which team?
Well, I played in school, and then I went on and coached in college, and then now here in San Diego, I coach high school team, and then I have a club field hockey program.
Okay. Do you feel as though like your coaching there drove you in towards this, or was this mainly like Derrick? Like, what was the fruition for wanting to coach and own an affiliate?
Like a gym. I think my coaching experience in field hockey helped me feel comfortable pursuing CrossFit coaching.
Yeah.
But I think that they're very, very different. And a lot of it was just a really fun and common thing that him and I shared that we just obviously enjoyed. And just from coaching, like you always help people through coaching. So I think it was really a really easy transition and comfortable transition for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Derrick?
What about me as far as
Coaching.
Coaching?
Yeah. Because you were a professional poker player. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's any like coaching. I don't know.
I'm
I
sure
don't
there
think
Well,
is.
I got
Right?
in.
Maybe.
I got into. I was working out a lot, and I like to use my workouts as a way to build up like
Muscle?
physical stamina, so that I could concentrate when I played for longer.
Yeah.
Because there are times when
What were the lengths?
12, sometimes 16 hours, barely like sitting down the whole time, having to think, and you put in scenarios that require you to battle a lot of adversity mentally. So I found that exercise helped me be better at what I was doing, and then I found CrossFit, which helped me be better or be even more effective. So I loved CrossFit for myself, and then I found that I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing, you know. This is 2011, 2012, so it had already been around for a while, but I found myself like trying to spread the love to my friends. So then I was helping them by having them do Fran the first time they ever worked out with me.
You mean past the Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
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 Puff
My
up
first
fast.
Fran time was 13:42, I think.
What?
Yeah, 13:42, strict pull-ups at 24 Hour Fitness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember those.
And thrusters at the bar that you can't drop.
Yep.
I dropped it all the time.
Yep. Can't drop.
Yeah, just spreading the love there, and a year of like coaching myself and watching YouTube videos and trying to get better for my own movement, and then spreading what I knew to others, and it kind of just was like this transition from one to the other.
So
That was
then,
slow.
so going from that, like, what drove you from that, like, hey, come here, check this out, to like, hey V, we're gonna go
Like
open a
opening
gym.
a gym. Like,
Yeah.
what if we
Like-
open a gym?
Like,
I
what was that? What
think-
drove you there?
When we joined our first gym, CrossFit Davis, we met some really good friends, and we had a great time, and we were working out a lot. And our first experience of actually getting coached as opposed to coaching ourselves, we got a lot better, and we loved the environment. I think Vianney is probably the one who really had the impulse first, like, I want to open up a gym. So we talked about it quite a bit, right?
I come from a family that I think has always wanted to run their own business. So, and I love the backside of businesses. Like, I love all the administrative stuff. And I always wanted, from working like at UC Davis, you work for people. You know, sometimes that could be good, sometimes that could be bad.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when we met those people at UC Davis, our friends Kirsten and Matt, we loved what they were doing. We loved how they were impacting people. And it's just like, I knew I didn't want to stay in Davis. I knew I didn't want to stay in Northern California. My dream was always to come back to San Diego. So when we decided to drop everything and say, okay, we're going to go to San Diego, it's like, what better time than to try to pursue that.
What year was this?
2014.
Okay.
It didn't work out. We couldn't find a good location, so we just set it aside for a little while.
Yeah. What'd you guys do in the meantime?
He was a general manager at a gym in San Diego, and I went to work at a school. So I started a school affiliate for the kids and staff.
Oh, that was what was
Parker.
it? Yeah, Francis Parker. Yeah.
Francis Parker. But I mean, we always talked about it. We
Yeah.
always talked about it. It was a great learning experience. The years that it was probably better that we didn't open the gym right away because
Yeah.
we probably didn't have the experience that we do now, obviously. But we learned a lot. We learned a lot of good things, bad things, different things. And so 2016, finally, we were just at a kind of turning point in our life when we were like, all right, it's time.
So then, I guess, 2016, you guys opened Troy CrossFit. What was like the, how do I say this? What was the process of going into that? Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'll go get my CrossFit level 1. Oh, I'll just go apply for a business license. Oh, I'll go this and do that. Like, is it that easy? Let's talk
not.
like the real talk about that.
No, there's... Go ahead.
Well, we had it in the back of our mind for a couple of years. So we got here in April 2014, and we had actually made a couple of trips here in the end of 2013 looking at buildings. And we had a really tough time finding one. So it went on the back burner for 2 years, but the thought was always there. And the process was writing out a plan first and then figuring out why exactly we wanted to do this as opposed to just deciding that we were going to do it. So that really helped us create what we have today, is making somewhat of a business plan, but more of like a mission and a purpose behind what we're doing. And that's what we believe in and has really helped us make all the decisions leading to what we have now. So that first and foremost, like, okay, we want to open up a gym, but should we, and why should we open the gym?
So what was your why, and how did you kind of make it your mission statement? Like, how did you narrow down your why to your mission statement?
Yeah. So our mission statement is pretty much making health and fitness accessible to everybody. We want people to know and feel like they can walk into a CrossFit gym regardless of their fitness background, regardless of their, whatever experience,
condition.
athletic experience they might have, whatever it is, wherever they're at in their fitness journey currently, we want to make that accessible to them, which is, why we developed our programming the way we have. It's a little bit different than maybe a traditional CrossFit gym. And then stemming from that is our core values, which is our gratitude, excellence, integrity, individualized intensity, and enthusiasm. And those are on our wall. And we really do, like Derrick said, we base every decision around those 5 things.
Right.
And it's been really, really beneficial to establish that. And tough times, tough decisions, we look to that to really help us.
To your community, to your core values,
Yeah.
too.
Which is something that you can actually see in the gym once you walk in.
Yeah.
Like, I have brought some people here and they're like, wow, this is a really nice gym. Like, in general, it's really clean. And it's hard to see that. Like, in other gyms, you walk in and the first thing that you smell is like sweat. Like, oh, sweat, and everything seems like this is a CrossFit gym. But when you walk here, it seems more like a, I don't know, almost like a,
Seems like home.
like a house,
Mhm.
almost like.
Like I would eat off.
And
your
I don't know
floor,
how
in my opinion.
your background in terms of like you playing professional poker comes into play into the setup of the gym, because
Yeah.
but I don't know, is that related to it, or maybe like
Or
the
maybe
order,
you're that OCD, or like
no, the order of ideas.
Are you asking us if we clean our house this way?
What?
No, I'm just saying,
No.
like
you have a
there are
child
some
that makes a
things.
mess.
There are some things that are like translated. Like if, like, let's say that I'm really good at finance, maybe the way that I do business is going to be really good. If I am poorly doing my finances is going to be reflected in the way I do my business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Like your
probably
values.
you took like all that clean and order that you have like in your mind and you translated it into the gym. But I don't know if
I
that's
think I
actually
understand what you're saying. When I've always been very analytical in the way that my thought processes are. So there's always like a step in 1 + 1 = 2, and I'm very processed in the way that I think.
I'm just like, get to 2.
So I
Get to 2.
Yeah,
He's
Vianney
like,
Vianney
just-
jumps.
just
Vianney
go
jumps
straight to 2.
and I step like 1 step at a time.
Who wins the
But
workouts?
it depends.
Sorry.
It depends what's in there.
Who's
Depends
the
if it's
workout?
Fran or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's part of it. I think the cleanliness, like A, I hate doing burpees and getting allergy attacks after, and then B, it's part of making it accessible. And when we say use that word accessible, it doesn't mean to just like beginners. It's to everyone, like someone who's never tried it before, someone who's hasn't worked out in 8 years. People who are competitive can come in and get a great workout. Like Abdul works out with us, and he's been doing this for a long time.
So, I suck.
But
You still make me feel like I started CrossFit every time I work out or like look at your score. I'm like, damn it, I'm beating Derrick back in 2016. Not even now. You're so strong.
You're good.
I think a lot of it stems down to the fact that I love the grassroots CrossFit, like the hole in the wall garage gym that you open up and like people. I love that, but unfortunately, the way CrossFit has grown and who we're competing with now, 24 hours offering, intense or functional,
classes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
all those type of classes that are very similar, and their facilities are top notch. Clean and bathrooms are clean and all that. Like, we just cannot be a hole in the wall anymore. If we
Right.
want to offer great value to our members, they need to come in here and feel like we're a top-notch facility, and that's super important to us. And really, because we came from a gym in San Diego that was that way, that
Yeah.
you wouldn't have dust everywhere, that they scrubbed the floor every night, that they cleaned the tables and chairs every day. The equipment was scrubbed off if you use chalk. It's not like we're telling people not to use chalk. We're just
There's
keeping the
attention to
equipment.
detail.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I think that's something big that we took out of there that a lot of people appreciate.
Yeah. And that kinda
Accessibility
goes
means like approachability.
Exactly.
So if we're in part of our business plan and making things accessible is like, how are we going to attract people who have never done CrossFit before? Because the pool is so much larger than CrossFitters. So we don't
Right.
market and make this gym the way it is so that we can get people from other gyms to come to our gym, because the pool's so small, and that's like short-mindedness. But if we can make it accessible to everyone who works out and everyone who's not working out, who wants to work out, when they step in the door for the first time, are they more likely to stick with us if they're walking into a pile of dust or something that looks approachable and enjoyable and cleanly, and they feel good about it? So that plays
And
a
the
role.
approachability kind of goes with the gym, like you said, the cleanliness, the approachability, the just clean environment, but it also kind of goes with the feel when you walk in. So some gyms you walk into, and if I've never done CrossFit before, and I just see competition class going on, I'm gonna be like, nope, like
I don't wanna do this right now.
I'm freaked out, I'm not gonna do that, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get hurt. But coming in here, I got a chance to watch your class earlier, like immediately you already have the different options lined up of what you can do, what your level is. You introduce everything right off the bat. You're not saying, okay, we're gonna do this, and as I'm doing this, I'm explaining it to you. You make sure that you're sitting down, you're saying, you're gonna hold this for this long, and you're gonna do it this many times, and if you have questions, like, come to me and we can work with you. But it's
Yeah.
very much Like I told Abdul when I walked in, I was like, I just feel good in this gym. Like I'm not.
It feels like an
I-
Airbnb that has been cleaned, just
Aw.
clean. Like,
But
have
it's
you
not
gone
even the-
there?
it's not
I knew
the
you were
clean
coming, that's
aspect,
why.
like,
I've
it
been
is
in
very
Airbnb
clean. It's
TP
very
ones before,
impressive as
so-
a gym, like
Yeah.
a CrossFit gym especially, to be this clean. But it's not even that I'm referring. I'm just talking about community-wise. Even when I walked in, it was just you two here. You know, like before the class came in, it's a very comfortable feel, and I know that's what you mean by approachability and accessibility,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of being that comfortable for anyone, whether they've done it before or not, to come in.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
something that I also wanted to remark is that it's, at least for me, it's nice to come to a gym and actually see the owner there. Like
does follow
I
me
have
a lot.
come here like 20 times, and I have found you here maybe 18 of those 20 times.
You're coming here a lot, dude.
I do come a
Yeah,
lot.
I see Aaron a couple times a
No,
month.
and
My bad. Sorry. I'll
And
come in 18
and the times that I have come here and you're not here is because you're competing, or whether you're out of town in holiday, or I mean
Or
vacations
they
or
have a
something.
kid and they need to
Oh,
go
yeah.
spend
Yeah,
time.
like something like
By the
that.
way,
Yeah.
question: where is your kid, and what is his name?
Oh.
And is that related?
We have help on Monday and Wednesday mornings,
Yeah.
which is like the only time where both of us can get any work done at the same time.
So this was like me, like
Yeah.
getting some like time from you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and his name's Troy.
Oh, what? Troy?
Yeah, his
like
name's
Troy
Troy.
CrossFit?
Yeah, he came first.
Oh, did he? Did,
Yeah, he's 2.5.
I mean, you guys kind of like pushed back on the plan, and then is this a dedication to him?
So it was planned to
subconsciously?
call your kid Troy,
No,
and then the gym after him, or the other way around?
No. The Troy came first, and after we had Troy, and we decided to pull the trigger with the gym, we just
we're brainstorming names.
it just made
Makes
sense. Like we want to be a place where people can come in and find community and grow up to feel confident and encouraged and motivated. And we wanted our son to be able to do the same thing too. You know, to find a place where he can be in a positive environment and grow up to see strong people. And I mean, I don't mean like physically strong, you know, like muscle. Like I'm talking about
Yeah.
like people who are confident and
Only when your husband takes his shirt off.
yeah, that's different. but-
Internally and externally.
Yeah, exactly. And so
I'm
it
gonna
made
keep
sense.
objectifying
Yeah,
you
it
on
made
this
sense.
podcast.
So,
George?
I know that you've talked a lot about being kind of like a unique CrossFit gym, especially the San Diego community that's in high volume of CrossFit gyms that keep
Yeah.
coming up. So what do you strive to do, and what drives you to continue keeping this gym unique? What do you do?
I think that we touched on it a little bit earlier, but the approachability to all different levels is super important. You were kind of mentioning, like, we're talking about briefing the class and the different options.
Yeah.
And I think CrossFit gyms and CrossFit in general always says, like, this is universally scalable for all levels. But there's typically not much structure to that. And to put something out there prior to them getting to class that looks approachable, I think helps us bridge the gap between beginning and not confident into like old school CrossFit.
Yeah.
So to have that pre-plans and out there so that they know what they're doing each day, not showing up and wondering how coach is going to make ring muscle up work when they can't even do a dip or a pull-up, right?
Right.
Yet. You can't do a dip or a pull-up yet.
Striving for that.
Keyword.
So that's a way that we, like one of our core values is individualizing the intensity of the workouts. So we have our 2 tracks, core and power, which are not, the intensity of them is very similar. They just have a different mindset. That's a way that we do that, and there's a lot of things you could do in the middle, but providing like an A and a Z and then using the coaching staff to create all those letters in the middle makes it appear approachable on the outside.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and then the core values, like, we live by those. So the gratitude and the enthusiasm when people come in the door and saying thank you for coming to class, like, that goes a long way, and it's not just BS. Like, we actually mean it, because this is a family business, and the success of our family lies in the ability of us to engage with our members and keep them here because we're serving their purpose.
Right.
So it's like a daily habit of just gratitude and enthusiasm behind that gratitude. and the integrity in which the way we do business. So that really structures everything for us.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the fact that you're always here, which means that you're actually putting still a little passion on it, even though the business can run itself now, kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, because you have coaches and you have people that is in the front desk all day, but you still here because you want to make sure that what is in your mind and what is like you have projected in terms of how you want things done they get done. So
Yeah.
it's important for, like, at least for me, like, I like when the owner of a certain business is involved in it, even though it's big enough to run itself. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that in a gym owner, especially in CrossFit.
And I mean, we love being here. We have people that we trust with the business now. We actually got our first 2-day vacation 2 weeks ago after a year and a half. But yeah, I mean, we have people that we trust, but there's also, we have our roles here and we're still young, so we're very hands-on, and it will be that way for the long run. But we love being here.
Well, we also love taking classes. It's also just as important for us to get into classes and keep our level of health and fitness moving, because that's why we got into CrossFit in general, right? So
And the interaction with the people on that level, like Vianney took class today at 9.
Yeah.
And she was not business owner for that 75 minutes. She was athlete in the class, just engaging with the members as a member herself, and doing what we're asking other people to do is important. So we're never skipping the workout to do our own workout. We'll do the workout each day that we put out there because we believe in it and stand behind it,
Right.
which I think is super important too.
So she got to be coached by you.
Yeah.
Felt classic. Yeah.
I got to hear all his dad jokes.
Dude, they're pretty good.
No, they're not.
I was
Don't
on
feed his
I was
ego.
on fire
Point.
today.
I heard them.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the point of dad jokes. They're
Fire.
supposed to be bad to be
You guys
on
were
fire.
laughing in the corner.
Yeah, you.
And not about how dumb the
Can you
joke
tell
was.
one right now, or
Yeah.
it's too...
I don't know if it'll have the same
Gotta do it
effect,
on the
but
spot.
we're just comparing muscles in the lower body to the upper body.
He
And
said the glutes are the brains of
Yeah,
the of the lower body.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
People laughed. I couldn't believe
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
I
Oh
snickered
gosh.
pretty hard. Like, I heard it.
Yeah.
Like the last
Oh
second.
my
The
goodness.
calves are the
And it's
traps
true.
of the
Yeah,
body.
he said the
I heard
calves are
that.
the
Calves are the traps. That's where
They
all
really
the
are.
all the tension's at. You just need to relax a little bit sometimes.
So just to finish out a little bit, I'll use your little fun thing that you do at the beginning of the class where you ask everybody a question.
Okay.
Just simple question. What drives Derrick and Vianney? I'll give you guys your own little moment.
Yeah.
Vianney. What drives you in the morning?
Helping people. Like seeing people come to fitness and feel confident, strong, and better through fitness. That drives me.
Nice. Derrick?
My name's Derrick. You get two
Two
burpees. Two
burpees.
burpees if you don't start out with
Oh,
your first name
dang.
introduction. And
I'm so stoked.
that question's got two sides for me. So we do this exactly for the mission that we have in place, to make health and fitness accessible to all, and we do that through our 5 core values. So that's super important. That's what drives this business. And then what drives me really personally is just, I want to get a backyard for my kid. I want to buy a house with a backyard so he can play.
There you go.
I'm so proud of you. That's a great goal.
That's
I want
it.
to be invited to that barbecue.
And my wife. I
I
want
mean,
her
yeah.
to play with him in the
Totally,
backyard.
yeah.
She can also
First
go
love,
though,
spouse
like-
and kid. I mean, you already named the gym
Yeah.
after Troy. He can go ahead and have it in the will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where can everyone find you? Instagram, Facebook, TroyCrossFit.com.
Yeah.
TroyCrossFit.com is the website. At Troy CrossFit. Instagram.
Cool.
Vianney is really, really good at Instagram. I think she's probably the best in SD CrossFit gyms at maintaining.
That's a lot of pressure.
I think she is.
You gotta keep
You're
it
killing
up
it,
now.
girl. That's all it is.
She's on there.
Yep.
She's
All right.
on
Well, yeah, that's it for us. Thank you for listening to the What Drives You Project podcast. Thank you for Courtney and Aaron.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
guys.
us.
See you.
Nice
Yeah.
to get to
High
know
five.
you a little bit.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
adorable.
I don't know. I
You're
love
You
such
big
an
teddy
adorable-
bear.
my
Yeah,
kid.
you are.
It's my little boy.
Dude, when you guys were at the pool, I was super jelly. I was like,
Yesterday?
Derrick, just let me jump into your arms.
Yeah.
I want to jump into the pool.
He was
with you.
scratching me though. He was like jumping and then he would like dig into something. And I was like, ugh, gotta
Yeah.
cut those nails.
Yeah,
I gotta be on top of that.
It's just you taking care of that and all.
Yeah. And I have
Yeah.
trouble remembering to cut my own sometimes. So
That's fair.
another person's like, damn, I gotta cut those.
For me, I actually found out the other day, like when I tie I wrap my tape on my thumbs, like it'll sometimes dig underneath my nail.
Yeah.
So that's how I know.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Thank
No,
you.
don't worry.
Thank you.
I'll cut it right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super nice to meet you. I haven't
Nice
met
to
you
meet
yet
you.
till today. Great to see y'all. What is your name? Shayla? Derrick.